Hey, what's going on, guys? Brock from Brockton Loaded here. Got a little pistol review for you here today. This is a CANIK TP9SF Elite S. And before we get started, everything is clear. All right. So you might be wondering, what is the S? Well, the S stands for safety. My buddy bought this pistol and he accidentally got the wrong kind. He was going for the Elite, bought the Elite S, wasn't really paying attention. We got it and he said, yeah, it's the S, it's not the right model. So it actually took us a while to figure out, oh yeah, there's a safety on it, which in my opinion don't really need that. You've got trigger safety here, you've got some safeties inside, but few of the features or a few of the things it comes with. You have two magazines. These are, I thought it said it somewhere on here. I think they're Metgar. Yeah, I think they're Metgar. I don't remember. You have a replacement back strap. So if you want a thinner or thicker one, you have a magazine loader. Goes on just like this. Push the rounds down in there. I don't ever use those, but whatever. You also have a pin for the rear. That is for the rear back strap. One is a little wider, I think, than the other one, so it gives you another pin. Rear grip panel, excuse me. Another thing that's cool is that you get replacement fiber optics and you get different choices. So that's pretty awesome. So into the pistol. What are some of the features? First thing is it's a striker fired pistol. It is very much modeled after a Glock. I would compare it to a Glock 19. The size is not quite the same. The slide is just a tad bit longer than a Glock 19, but they feel about the same. You have a Glock style trigger. You have a little safety. If you don't hit the safety plunger, the trigger safety on the shoe, it will not depress. Now, one of the great things about this pistol is check out this trigger. You actually have a lot of take up. And it's like a light switch. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Now, one thing that is a little bit different about this gun is the trigger shoe and the reach. I'm not used to it being so far back. You may not be able to tell on camera, but it is a little bit different than a Glock. A Glock breaks about right here. This is breaking farther back. Now this is really splitting hairs here because you can definitely get used to this. But if you are used to a Glock, just be aware of that. A little bit different feel. You have two-tone serrations on the back, serrations on the rear. They work rather well. You have a magazine release, which is a pain in the rear to swap, but it is swappable. It will probably take you 30 to 45 minutes unless you are way, way smarter than me, which there's a pretty good chance you are. So anyway, yeah, you can swap it to each side. It is not ambidextrous though. However, your slide lock levers are, you have it here and you have it here. So cold hammer forged barrel, external extractor. You actually have a loaded chamber indicator right here. So sticks up when there's a loaded chamber, which you should know how your weapon is at all times, but whatever. Let's see. You have a loaded striker indicator that lets you know that your striker is cocked. You also have some fantastic Warren tactical sights. You have a U-notch in the back. These are Warren Tactical. In the front, you have fiber optics. Here you can see them. Very, very nice. When you are shooting, that thing glows, especially outside. And you can swap those out very, very easily for the green. Now, one thing I will mention that is a little bit different, not really a problem, most people aren't going to talk about this, is height over bore. So as you can see, the slide is a little bit thick, and that's not a problem, but it just sits a little bit higher in the hand. So when you get a full tang grip, that's as high as you're going to get right there. That's I wouldn't say a SIG height, but it is higher. So just be aware of that. All right. Moving on, let's see, you have a 1913 Picatinny rail, so you can put all your accessories there. You have a little bit of stippling, if you want to call it that, and a little bit of grip, but it's better than nothing. I mean, that's cool. You also have a little bit here. You have some checkering, just like similar to a Glock, the little pyramids. Those are always good. Let's see, takedown. How do you take it down? All right, make sure it's clear. You want to pull it back to the rear just like a Glock so that that lines up. You want to pull down your tabs. You want to pull the trigger. Boom. Now it is different from a Glock in that it doesn't go slide all the way off the front. It'll actually hit the slide. So you just pull it straight off like that. Let's show the internals a little bit. Now we did do a torture test on this, which is up on another video, Glock versus CANIK. I encourage you to check that out. This was a pain in the rear to clean. And in fact, the lower is actually not made to fully detail strip, just FYI. You can kind of pop this rear trigger mechanism out, but you can't fully take it down because supposedly there's a pin in here and a pin in here you have to drive out that are tiny, and they don't recommend taking it down. So moving on, you have your recoil spring. Looks similar to a Gen 3 Glock. And you have your barrel. My camera will focus. There we go. All right. Everything, you can see there is some wear on it. It actually doesn't have that many rounds through it, which isn't a big deal. I'm not a big, crazy person on wear or anything. But I mean, you can see there and some right there. So you also have safety here. Here's your striker mechanism. And then when you put it back together, well, it's kind of hard to do on camera. Okay. Might help if I get that seated. There we go. You want to line it up. It's about 1/2 inch, maybe 1/4 inch. That's it. Fantastic pistol for the money. It's about $329, and I would highly, highly recommend this, especially if you are limited on a budget. It just doesn't get much better. And if you see my torture test, I think you'll agree. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And stay safe out there because the world's getting kind of crazy and we need some sane people with weapons to stop them.